action as the top divisions of NASCAR took on the Monster Mile. It was another 1-2-3 finish for the Winston Cup points leaders at Dover, Delaware. The National Hot Rod Association staged their big shootout in Reading, Pennsylvania. We'll have a complete report on the 4th annual Castrol GTX Keystone Nationals. Plus, we'll visit with the first woman to win a race in a NASCAR touring division as Shauna Robinson stops by our studios. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Patterson. We'll be back with all the motorsports news next on Pit Road.
On Pit Road, America's total motorsports program is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Goodyear Eagle Tires. Goodyear, because there really is a difference. And by Purolator Filters. Purolator, the first name in filters.
People had a lot of fun getting Ford Ranger to the top. Ford Ranger.
Get up to $750 cash bonus on America's best-selling compact truck, Ford Ranger.
To some, it's routine maintenance. To others, it's an act of love. If you truly appreciate fine machinery, you protect it with Purolator filters.
John Philip Webster, age 32 years. Looks older, acts older. John Philip Webster, 1 year later. Looks younger, feels younger, more confident. The reason? The new Image step-by-step method. Possibly the most advanced hair replacement method ever devised. Definitely the most natural. Call now for your free brochure.
Buy direct and save. At Wood Grain Products on Rabbit Road in Salisbury, we manufacture quality furniture as well as sell it. So buying direct from us will save you money. On sale right now is this beautiful sofa, love seat, and chair. All 3 pieces for just $8.95. Or how about this handsome 42-inch round table with 6 solid wood Windsor bowback chairs, all in a smooth cherry finish for $8.95. Buy direct and save at Wood Grain Products, Rabbit Road, Salisbury.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. The Monster Mile at Dover Downs International Raceway is one tough racetrack, and it was a hot points battle going into last Sunday's Delaware 500. When it was all over, things hadn't changed much. Here's Bill Hennessy with our report.
A crowd of 56,000 was on hand for what would be a 4.5-hour marathon. Mark Martin's day to shine ended quickly as he and Alan Kulwicki battled for the lead. Bill Elliott drove underneath both of them and took command. Elliott and Martin would soon pull away from the field, but then tragedy for Martin as he blew a right front tire, sending him into the outside wall, ending his bid for Winston Cup victory number 1 on lap 35. Ken Schrader picked up some debris from Martin's car and ended up in the wall on lap 36, and believe it or not, he would return to action only to crash a second time. Tires seemingly would be the story of the race, and it was confirmed when the King blew a right front tire, ending his day on lap 72. While crews agonized over the continuing saga of tire woes, Darrell Waltrip gets the "Look, Mom, I'm driving with my eyes closed" award. Waltrip's crew gets an A for effort on the repair job. After his early run toward the front, Dale Jarrett got the black flag for right front fender rubbing on a tire. The practice of hosing down used tires was common among all teams as they tried to cool and harden their tires in hopes of keeping their driver out of the wall. Reportedly by halfway, Goodyear was out of tires and Hoosiers were just unsafe to race. Alan Kulwicki's team kept him up front with pit stops like this one, but evidently they didn't do enough hosing as Alan lost a right front tire and a race car in the wall on lap 326. The tow trucks continued busy. This one got a 2-for-1 deal. Eddie Bierschwell in front, and then Ken Bouchard on the hook. Continued race leader Bill Elliott dodged a bullet late in the race when he blew a right rear tire under caution number 14 from Terry Labonte's brush with the wall. Kyle Petty went from third to a lap down when he pitted for a flat right rear on lap 492. The tires didn't hold back Bill Elliott as he went on to take victory number 6 in the Delaware 500.
Anytime here you have tire problems can put you out so quick, and you saw so many cars had tire problems. Just like us, later on in the race, we blew a rear right here after the caution came out, and just thankful that it was under caution and I hadn't been driving down in the corner, because that'd have been it for us. But still, yeah, the luck was with us, and you got to take it. And there might be against us the next race or the next 2 races, but we got to do what we can to win or whatever. And the thing of it is, we'll all take chances when we go out there on the racetrack, and we hope that we're not the ones that something like that happens to.
Bill Elliott rolled to the stripe in 1.5 seconds ahead of Earnhardt, who was followed closely by Wallace in third. Davey Allison and Jeff Bodine rounded out the top 5. Bill averaged over 109 miles per hour as 14 cautions slowed the field for 85 laps. There was good racing while the green was out, as 8 drivers swapped the lead some 20 times. The tight Western Cup points race will resume September the 25th at Martinsville, Virginia for the Goodies 500.
You get that feeling that Bill Elliott may be on his way to that first championship. Remember a few weeks ago when we told you to look for Kyle Petty driving Rick Hendrick's research and development car in 1989? Well, sell the car and the team to Rick's business partner, Felix Sabatis. Add Peak Antifreeze as a sponsor, and you've got what looks like a 12 to 15 race deal for Kyle. We'll keep you posted as the situation develops. The Winston Cup drivers weren't the only ones racing in Dover Saturday afternoon. The Busch Grand National stars hit the Monster Mile for the Grand National 200.
Harry Gant had his 3rd consecutive Busch Grand National front row start last Saturday as he and Brad Teague led the 38-car fields of the Green in Dover, Delaware. Gant powered to the point to lead the first lap, but Teague took command in turn 3 of the second circuit. The Johnson City, Tennessee driver led a pack of 5 as he, Ed Barrier, Gant, Raparoso, and Mike Waltrip, driving Brother Darrell's car for the second time, broke away from the rest of the field. Gant wasn't content to ride in 3rd as he first moved outside of Barrier in turn 2 for second, then a few laps later inside of Teague going into 3 for the lead. Gant was able to repel all challengers up through lap 93 when he pitted during the second of the day's 4 cautions. Mark Martin looked like he had developed a new trick for working traffic, but it didn't work well enough for him to make a charge. At the restart, it was Teague, Gant, Waltrip, and Morgan Shepherd, but Harry was slowly moving backwards. It was turning into a 3-car show as Shepherd watched Waltrip and Teague battle for the lead. On lap 148, Brad put his Oldsmobile in the pit, leaving the point to Waltrip. On lap 167, Barrier dashed any hopes of winning when he crashed in turn 2. After a round of pit stops, surprise, Tommy Ellis was on the point. While his strategy of staying out and improving his track position moved him up in the field, Tommy was no match for Waltrip's fresh rubber. On lap 188, Mike moved to the inside in turn 2, then rolled on to become the 18th different winner of 1988.
I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time today running this car. It handled perfectly all day long. You know, I really got to go back and thank Mike Beam and my crew, because they put a good car under me from the beginning. It's taught me a lot about driving a race car, and for Big Brother here to give me the opportunity to drive his car, it's just a dream come true. And to win this quick, you know, I hope maybe I can get back in. I don't know if I can stand driving it anymore or not. I'm a nervous wreck up here trying to please him. So
I've never been. I couldn't hardly stand. My knees were shaking so bad. I thought I was going to sit down on the truck, but if I sat down, I couldn't see. So I had to keep standing up and let my knees shake. So I just knew if anything happened to this car or this boy right here, my daddy would kick my butt. So I was really worried.
Young Waltrip took the checkers 0.68 seconds ahead of Ellis. Morgan Shepherd, Bobby Hillen, and Ronald Cooper rounded out the top 5. Mikey averaged over 116 miles per hour as 4 cautions slowed the field for 23 laps, while 4 drivers exchanged the lead 8 times. Next stop for the Busch Grand National Tour will be Saturday, September 24th in Martinsville, Virginia for the Advance Auto Parts 150. Reporting for On Pit Road, I'm Hill Overton.
In other Busch Grand National news, it was announced in Dover that Ed Barrier will be out of a ride at the end of this year. Taking over the driving duties in the Cox wood-preserving Buick will be Kenny Wallace, younger brother of Rusty. And rather an interesting side note to that, look for Kenny to drive Dale Earnhardt's Busch car this weekend at Martinsville. Joining us this week in the studio is a young woman who earlier this year made NASCAR history as she became the first female to win a NASCAR touring event. She did it in the Charlotte Daytona Dash series of NASCAR, and we're happy to welcome Shauna Robinson as our studio guest. And it has been an interesting year for you. You came from truck racing, and you came into the Charlotte Daytona Dash series. You've made history. Your car is now in Talladega's Hall of Fame, and what a year.
Yeah, what a year. It has been an exciting year. I came into the series not really knowing if it was the right thing to do, or I was kind of going to make my decision out of what the future would hold for me and how I would do with the stock car driving, with racing trucks for 5 years before that. So it was quite a change for me, and I had made a lot of decisions, and that car will always be in that museum, so that's a great thing for me to have.
You've got a lot of women that are racing these days. I mean, Patty Moise is out there, and you're out there in NASCAR, and I got to ask you, do you feel like more and more women are going to come to this type of sport?
Oh, I feel in the future there will be more women. I think they have to be serious about it and very competitive about it. I think that in the future we'll see the most competitive women come around, where the other ones are going to fade out. I think that's
you stand a real good chance this year of finishing second in the championship chase. Do you feel like that is an attainable goal, and where do you go from there?
Well, I'm just looking ahead right now, and the goal that I've set for myself right now is to finish second in points. At this point, we can't get first with Larry Cottle. He's doing quite well this year, so I think second would be a very good, and that's where I'm, looking for myself to finish, and it's possible. I'm 8 points out of it, and we have Hickory Saturday night and Charlotte coming up. So
and maybe a Busch Grand National ride next year. And we want to thank you for coming by, and we wish you a lot of luck this weekend in Hickory, and hopefully you can pull out that second place in the points championship. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll have straight line drag racing action.
Why does the championship-winning Toyota Celica race on Goodyear Eagles exclusively? Because of the Goodyear Eagle contact patch and how it responds to the track. And why does Toyota choose Goodyear Eagle street radials for every new Supra Turbo? A major reason is the Goodyear Eagle contact patch, where the car ultimately responds to the road. Goodyear Eagles, because there really is a difference.
Introducing Popete, the amazing storage container that expands and collapses to fit the food to save the space. You create the size you need. Only 1 cup left. Look at the difference. Messy cabinets, Popete is the ultimate space saver. You'll get 3-quart size Popete, 3-quart and a half size pieces, 3 1/2 gallon pieces, and the giant half-gallon bottle. Now only $19.95. Use your credit card to order now.
Use your credit card and call 1-800-228-1900.
Remember last May and June when Como's, in order to expand, closed their camera, jewelry, and footwear departments? Well, guess what?
They're back.
That's right, complete new inventories of sneakers by Avia, Nike, and Reebok, cameras by Nikon, Minolta, Pentax, and Yashica, as well as gold jewelry, fine diamonds, and collectible gifts like Hummels. You wanted it, Como's listened, and now they're back. Como's, Route 28, Salem, New Hampshire.
The Salem Racquetball Club offers racquetball and a whole lot more. Their experienced staff offers personal attention to help you safely attain your health and fitness goals, whether you're 9 months or 90 years old. The club offers programs in their gymnasium, fitness center, on the courts, or in the pool, including water aerobics and swimming lessons for members and non-members. The club now also offers the California Fitness Nutrition Management Center to help reach your individual health and weight goals. This fall, gift certificates to Don Sporting Goods are available with new regular memberships.
Welcome back, everybody. Drag racing fans were treated to back-to-back events in Ohio and Pennsylvania last week as both major sanctioning bodies were on parade.
The IHRA Motorcraft World Nationals had final eliminations rained out a few weeks ago, so last week it was back to Norwalk, Ohio to complete the event. In the Pro Stock Finals, local favorite Mark Pollock of Medina, Ohio brought his Pontiac to the line, facing off against the Camaro of Harry Scribner. The pressure of working his way to the finals proved too much for Pollock as he jumped early, bringing out the red. Scribner rolled to an easy 8:53 with the 9 for his second win of 88. The Funny Car Finals pitted Ed the Ace McCullough and his Miller High Life Oldsmobile against Dale Pulte and his cheap auto parts Olds. The race was a rematch of the semis from Rockingham, and Ace was out for revenge. As the pair left the line, Pulte broke, leaving McCullough to clinch the 1988 IHRA Funny Car title with a 5:48. In Top Fuel, the fans were set for great racing as Eddie Hill brought out his Super Shops rail to match up with fellow Texan Gene Snow. Eddie was quick, turning a 5:18, but it wouldn't stand up to the Snowman's track record, 5:08 with a 9. Snow locked up the 1988 IHRA Top Fuel title with his win. Meanwhile, the NHRA ran their 4th annual Castrol GTX Keystone Nationals at Maple Grove Raceway in Reading, Pennsylvania. The winningest driver in NHRA history brought his Motorcraft Ford Thunderbird to the Pro Stock Finals against the Bill Orndorff Racing Pennzoil Pontiac Trans Am driven by Jerry Ekman. The Ventura, California driver got over-anxious and fouled, giving Bob Glidden his 65th career national win. Ed the Ace McCullough made his second final round appearance in 4 days when he brought his Miller High Life Special Oldsmobile to the Funny Car runoff. In the other lane was the Budweiser King Buick of Kenny Bernstein, looking to avenge his recent loss at Indy. Kenny made the whole shot stand up as he took the win in spite of Ace's quicker time. Miller High Life also sponsored a driver in the Top Fuel Finals as Dick LaHaye faced off against Darrell Gwynn. At the lights, LaHaye went up in smoke, handing Gwynn his 5th Winston Drag Racing Series Top Fuel victory of 1988. Reporting for On Pit Road, I'm Steve Porter.
Our congratulations to Gene Snow on locking up that IHRA title. There's more to racing than just going out and doing your best. Sponsors get involved for exposure. Manufacturers gain in research and development areas to produce better products to offer to the public. I recently had a chance to talk with Lee Morris of Ford's Special Vehicle Operations about their role as an industry leader.
Well, we're happy to be considered one of the leaders, and we also think we're one of the leaders. But as I said earlier, we see it as a terrific marketing tool to sell our products. Through in the 70s, I think motorsport dropped off, and with the emergence of television and the media, the interest in motorsports has gotten a snowballing effect with sponsors. The auto manufacturers have recognized it as a terrific tool. Advertising, promotions. The products nowadays are more fun to drive, performance-oriented automobiles than they were during the 70s, when most of the automakers' efforts were concentrated on emissions and fuel economy. The technology in the auto industry has changed to the point where we can now have fun-to-drive performance automobiles and yet meet economy and emission standards that are necessary.
The vehicles that you have out on the dealership lots right now are some sexy, sleek, fast, performance-type cars. Do you feel like your market share through motorsports is getting stronger against the Japanese and German cars, or the import cars here in America? And do you think motorsports is heavily attributed to America's impression of what you're doing?
I certainly like to feel that way. Those are difficult things to tie down with numbers, but we certainly relate motorsports, Bill Elliott, Bob Glidden, a lot of the superstars that are involved with our programs in motorsports with the emergence of Ford's success in the market.
This week's Pure Layer Filters featured driver of the week is 48-year-old rookie Dennis Purcell. Purcell, driver of the Cable Value Network Top Fuel Dragster, has made several impressive runs this season and has had a very positive rookie year.
Well, the year has been very good for us. I believe that, we started out a new team, new car, new everything, and I think it came together real fast, and, we've done quite well and very pleased with this season.
You got to be real happy with Larry Frazier turning wrenches for you. He's really done a good job for you this year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's probably takes the biggest amount of credit has to go to him for the accomplishments we've had this year. Myself being, a rookie, driving this type of a car, I mean, it's been very good working with Larry as far as the driving, and obviously he's doing all the tuning and making all those decisions. So his input's been quite dramatic to the success of the team.
All right, how soon can we get to victory lane, and what's it going to take to do that?
Well, if Mother Nature would help us, we're going to give it the best shot right at this race. I think we're on the verge. We've been nagged by a few small things that we've worked out, and I think that we're prepared to move into the winner's circle any one of these races now.
And you can bet he will get to the winner's circle soon. When we come back, we'll take you to the home of the Denver Broncos, but not for football highlights. Stay with us.
Experience the classic years of stock car racing with some of racing's greatest legends. Ride down the track with these drivers at breakneck speeds on such tracks as Daytona, Charlotte, and more. You get 2 classic races on each collector's edition. For Visa and MasterCard orders, call 1-800-548-1769 or send check or money order for $29.95 to Classic Racing, P.O. Box 7096, Hampton, Virginia 23666. Add a bit of racing's legends to your tape library.
Hey, come on. Can't you do that later?
Hey, I've always dreamt of owning a car like this, and I'm keeping it forever.
To some, it's an antique. To others, it's a dear old friend. If you truly love your car and want to make the romance last forever, protect it with Pure Later filters.
Saturdays, you'll find space, spies, and bad guys when you watch The Winds.
Sit back, kick your shoes off, we're going places. Get ready, we're taking you by storm. You know the shows, you know the faces. With you and WNDS, you know you can't go wrong.
Saturdays at 4, Buck Rogers is a heavenly hero.
Well, I think you people are very special, too.
Then at 5...
There goes Clink. He's embarrassing, but he's ours.
Plan to laugh with Hogan's Heroes. At 5:30, TNT's a dynamite detective team.
That's all the evidence we need.
And at 6... It's going to be a blast. Explosive action with Hardcastle and McCormick.
This is where you'll see the best. This is where the fun begins. WNDS, watch the win.
Welcome back, everybody. Mile High Stadium, home of my favorite Denver Broncos, was converted to one tough off-road race course as Mickey Thompson's Stadium Series thrilled the Mile High fans.
Walker Evans is the A.J. Foyt of desert racing, or as Walker might modestly tell it, A.J. is the Walker Evans of IndyCar racing. Either way, Evans is a legend in a sport he helped create. He won the first desert race ever, the 1967 Baja 1000, and has won virtually everything since. Except that is a feature race in the Mickey Thompson Stadium Off-Road Series. Finally, after 5 frustrating years of trying, Evans remedied that situation over the weekend. When the stadium racing tour stopped at Denver's Mile High Stadium, home of football's Broncos, Evans was ready. He qualified well and won his heat race, but missing this near miss involving Roger Mears. In the feature, Evans, who is from Riverside, California, had to work his way through the field after an inverted start. He battled through traffic masterfully, avoiding most of the carnage going on around him, and eventually chased down Rod Millen and took the lead. His victory was understandably an emotional one.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I guess the longer they are, the sweeter they are when they do show up, right? You know, I built 3 trucks this year. came from behind. I'm running against guys that's been out here on this series a solid 4 years now, and to be standing here in the winner's circle is a real pleasure, believe me. And I owe it to my crew. I really do.
I feel like you made the right...
With one series race remaining, Denver runner-up Rod Millen of New Zealand trails his brother Steve by a slim margin in the chase for the season driving championship.
Thank you very much.
Frank Arciero Jr. of Laguna Hills, California, continues to lead the Super 1600 drivers' point standings despite this broken wheel that slowed him to a 7th-place finish at Denver. Arciero's main competition in the drivers' points chase is his teammate, Bob Gordon of Orange, California, who won the Denver event. The season finale comes October 1st at Las Vegas, Nevada. Reporting from Denver, Colorado, this is Jerry Garrett.
Now, if that wasn't enough to make you dizzy, how about a quarter-mile oval with 22 degrees of banking and 300 laps of stock car action? Sound like a fishbowl, maybe? No, it's the Rockford Speedway in the NASCAR ArtGo Series was there last week. Lynn White has our report.
Last weekend, the fans in Rockford, Illinois got double-barreled racing action as ArtGo and NASCAR combined their efforts for the 23rd Annual Winston National Short Track Championship. Sunday's 300-lap final around the quarter-mile high-banked oval was destined to produce great short track action as the top 12 qualifiers were inverted for the start. Johnny Ziegler jumped into the lead at the green, followed closely by Scott Hansen, Dave Mader, and David Green in hot pursuit. On lap 29, Mader tried to put the move on Hansen coming out of 2. The two cars touched, leaving Mader resting against the inside wall. Rick Bickle started 11th, but by lap 86 had moved into 2nd and set his sights on Ziegler. The pair put on a great show, dicing for position until lap 119 when Bickle pushed his Miller American Pontiac to the point. David Green moved around Ziegler and into 2nd before the 20-minute break at the halfway point. When racing resumed, Bickle built a commanding lead, leaving Green, Hansen, Steve Carlson, Ziegler, and Tom Carlson to battle for 2nd place. On lap 268, Bickle ran into trouble as he became slightly involved in the crash of Pete Moore and Don Jenkins. Ziegler reclaimed the lead for the final 35 laps and grabbed the winner's share of the $61,000 purse.
Scott was really pushing me, and I was taking every bit of the track I could. I wasn't giving him 1 inch, and probably would have crashed me. Only way he could have got by me, but he's a hell of a good guy and a good driver, and I'm sure he would have done it to me too, but I was using all I could, and I had to.
3 seconds behind Ziegler at the finish was Scott Hansen, followed by Rick Bickle, Steve Carlson, and Tom Carlson. The Madison, Wisconsin native averaged over 57 miles per hour as there were 3 lead changes between 2 drivers, while 8 cautions slowed the field for 43 laps. Next stop, the NASCAR's All-American Challenge Series will be Saturday, October 1st at Lanier Raceway in Gainesville, Georgia. The ArtGo Series will compete in the 19th annual Oktoberfest race weekend, October 8th and 9th at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway near La Crosse, Wisconsin. Reporting for On Pit Road, I'm Lynn White.
Let's take a look at this week's TRW points scoreboard. It's still a tight battle in NASCAR. Bill Elliott with a slim lead over Dale Earnhardt. Rusty Wallace is in 3rd. Terry Labonte is 4th. And Jeff Bodine rounds out the top 5. Danny Sullivan has a slim lead over Bobby Rahal, 128-123. Al Unser Jr. is 3rd. Emerson Fittipaldi is 4th, and Mario is 5th. Jeff Brabham in IMSA pretty well locked it up over John Nielsen, Price Cobb, James Weaver, and Davy Jones. IHRA, Gene Snow's locked up the championship in Top Fuel. Ed McCullough leads Funny Car, and Pro Stock, Ricky Smith still the leader there. NHRA, Joe Amato has the Top Fuel pretty well occupied. Kenny Bernstein is the Funny Car leader, and Bob Glidden leads Pro Stock. Once again, we're out of time, and we'll see you next week. But as we leave, how about some Grand National action from Dover, Delaware last Saturday? So long, everybody.
On Pit Road, America's total motorsports program has been brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Goodyear Eagle Tires. Goodyear, because there really is a difference. And by Purolator Filters. Purolator, the first name in filters.